please proceed. Yeah. So you can share the screen.
Right. Is my screen visible now?
It's coming up. Let me see. Not yet.
Am I?
Not yet. Not yet. The screen is not visible yet. Deep.
Yeah,
Can you check it, please?
yeah, he has to share. So there's a share button at the bottom.
You want us to share, Mr. Girivasan?
I've already shared it.
Yeah, now it is.
We can see it now. Yeah, please proceed. Yep.
Is it working fine?
Yeah, it's perfect. Please carry on.
Yeah. Happy afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to discuss about supply chain critical market linkage for agri value chain. This is a subject I'm going to talk about. The agenda I'm going to talk about is first I'm going to introduce about ENAM. ENAM is going to be a reference, right? Why I'm talking ENAM is the world's largest agri marketing platform as of date.
Mhm.
And I'm taking it as a reference because in spite of being the world's largest, ENAM is not able to perform to its potential because of the lack of market linkage.
Mhm.
That's a taken ENAM as the reference. Then I will talk briefly about supply chain. What do you mean by supply chain? Because the understanding of what supply chain is very important. So I will briefly cover what is supply chain, and I will talk about what is market linkage, why supply chain is a key market linkage in the entire value chain. Then we will leave to the question and answers, right? To give you a brief about electronic national agriculture market, basically it is an initiative of Government of India, and under the program of doubling farmers' income. The main objective of ENAM is doubling farmers' income. Okay, the Government of India decided to digitize the entire agri-commodity trading across the country. So we have got close to 4,000 and odd markets or mandis in India. Okay, out of that, around 2,400 are major markets, around 2,000 are minor markets. The mission is to automate.
Sir, we are seeing the first page.
Right. Yeah, I'm talking about the first page only.
Perfect.
Oh, it is not moved to the second page?
No, it's not moved. So it's still in the title page. You want me to share if you
Yeah,
prefer?
you can share. You can share.
Yes, I will share it, no problem. Because my screen is available. So let me share it.
Yeah. I'll stop sharing.
Yeah. So, Deep, I think if you are able to, yeah, I think it's visible. Yeah, please continue, sir. Yeah.
This agenda, we'll go to the next slide.
Hmm.
So I'm going to talk about ENAM. ENAM is world's largest e-marketing platform as of today. There's no marketplace for agriculture which is as big as ENAM. ENAM basically was designed to double farmers, digitization of all the mandis across the country. We have got around 4,400 mandis across the country, and there are around 2,400 large mandis and around 2,000 small mandis. The idea is to digitize the entire trading process so that the income of the farmer increases by eliminating middlemen. That is the idea of digitizing the entire ENAM process. Basically, it is the idea is to give a direct market linkage to the farmers. That is the main idea, to provide a direct market linkage to the farmers, and also to basically improve the price realization, because doubling of farmers' income is possible only when there's a price realization for the farmers. To increase the price realization, to improve the quality, okay, and improve this overall supply chain quality. These are the ideas on which this was built. ENAM was built, and this is one of the largest initiatives of the Government of India. And if you see, this ENAM was conceptualized in 2016. We have been the strategic partners for implementing ENAM. and it started in 2016. We started the pilot, and from that time onwards, we automated almost 1,000 mandis across the country in the next 4 years. As of today, we have automated 1,400 mandis across the country. So in all these mandis, trade is automated. Now, why this automation is very important? One is before if you see the market linkage, there is one direct market linkage, intermediary market linkage, institutional market linkage, and e-marketplaces. These are the four major basically market linkage. Enam being the most powerful and most sophisticated market linkage, this market linkage also has got a lot of pitfalls. I'm going to talk about that. So in 2020, we automated 1,000 mandis. As of today, we have automated 1,400 mandis. Before Enam was automated, farmer used to bring the produce from their farm gate to the mandi. They used to sit in the mandi for almost 36 to 48 hours to sell their produce. Sometimes it does not get sold, they take back that material. After Enam was introduced, because of the digitalization, the time from 36 hours has gone down to 4 to 6 hours. That is the most significant improvement that has been made. And previously, before Enam was implemented, a farmer used to get only one bid for one lot. That means he takes his produce to the market, he will get only one bid. That is from the trader. That trader decides the price. He says, "This is the price I will give you," and he has to give the price to the farmer, to the trader, or else he has to wait for the other trader to come. The trader may come, may not come. So if he doesn't come, he has to take back the material. The second day, what happens if he's not getting the right trader in the first place? There's a distress sale, panic sale that happens in the second day, where the prices goes down for the farmer. So from one bid per lot, now the farmer on an average is getting 3.4 bids per lot, right? Because people across the country are bidding for a lot. So every farmer is getting 3.4 bids per lot. And if you see the span of Enam, it is span across the country. It has got been in all the states. It is implemented in all the states. Major being Gujarat. We are very strong in Gujarat. Very strong in Haryana, UP, Tamil Nadu. These are the places Enam has been adopted very, very widely. So this means that the process of selling, the market linkage, has been digitized to a great extent wherever Enam is implemented. Okay, so this is the strength of Enam. Now, to talk about the number of commodities, Enam handles close to 221 commodities. Out of that, 37 are food grains, 14 are oil seeds, 45 are fruits, 59 are vegetables, 16 are spices, and 50 are other miscellaneous items. 221 different commodities are traded in Enam across 1,409 mandis. And if you see the volume, the landscape of Enam, it is so vast. So far, we have done transactions worth 4 lakh crore on the platform, which is phenomenal. Okay, so now 4 lakh crore of transaction over a period of 8 years, and 10.78 crore tons of commodities have been sold on the platform. 10.78 tons of crore, 0.78 crore metric ton is a phenomenal number or phenomenal quantity. And this is the size of Enam. And if you see the kind of trainings what we have done phenomenal level of trainings in building the capacity for the Enam product. Because when Enam was introduced in 2016, nobody believed that Enam would succeed because of two reasons. One is the farmers are illiterate. Number two, the proliferation of internet was not this strong. It was very, very weak. It was not this strong, and people thought it's going to fail. But as of today, it is the most successful initiative of the government. The reason are two. One is the groundwork in terms of capacity building, and number two is the market linkage that has been created over a period of time. If you see, we have done trainings for almost 13 lakh farmers over a period of time. So this is the kind of capacity building that has taken place.
So the screen now, is it okay, sir? So what screen we are in now?
So now let us go to supply chain screen.
This one?
So we talked about this. We talked about this. Let us go to the supply chain, right? I spoke about, go to the next. Go to the next. ENAM, because ENAM is a reference. ENAM is one of the reference of a market linkage. I said that there are 4 different types of market linkage, the most effective being e-marketplace. And ENAM being the world's largest agri-marketing platform, I've taken it as a reference. Now, I will talk about supply chain. What is a supply chain? Supply chain is basically a 5 integrated process called plan, source, make, deliver, and return. An integrated process which manages these 5 processes: plan, source, make, deliver, return, from end to end. Right? We keep talking about end to end. What do you mean by end to end? An end to end means a supplier's supplier to a customer's customer. That is what we call it as end to end. Correct? So we talk in so many forums, we talk about end to end. In supply chain, it literally means from a supplier to a customer. When it is completely integrated, it's called an end-to-end supply chain. So the supply chain comprises of 5 key processes, which is plan, source, make, deliver, and return. So let us be very clear about the fundamentals of supply chain so that we understand why supply chain is critical for the market linkage. Okay. So when you talk about planning, okay, we need to plan how the metals should be moved. Sourcing, basically how buyers buy the material. Making, it's a producing of agri output depending upon the season, depending upon the customer requirement. Deliver, the logistics part. And return of, because there is a lot of items which perish over a period of time. So how do we manage reverse logistics in agri value chain? These are the 5 key parameters or 5 key processes which will define a supply chain. The efficiency of your supply chain is defined by the efficiency of planning, sourcing, making, delivering, and return process, right? So this is what we in general talk about supply chain. Then we talk about market linkage. Generally, what do you mean by market linkage? Market linkage is basically connecting the farmer to the consumer. This is what we call it as a market linkage. Okay, connecting the farmer to the consumer. What is the purpose of connecting the farmer to the consumer? One is to sell the produce of the farmer, okay, to bring, okay, and for him to realize a good price. And what are the different kinds of market linkages we got? We got a direct market linkage where the farmer identifies the buyer and sells it to the buyer. For example, ENAM. ENAM, the farmer uploads his lot on the ENAM system, a buyer buys it directly. The second thing is, in the physical market, he goes to the trader or a middleman or a commission agent, then he buys it to the commission agent or a retailer, who in turn sells to the buyers. So it is a second intermediated market linkage. Third is the digital marketplace, which we spoke of. ENAM being the world's largest digital marketplace. Fourth is institutional market. If you know about a minimum support price, you would know that governments buy essential commodities by giving minimum support price. So this is another market linkage for the farmers. These are the 4 major market linkages for a farmer. One is the direct market to the customer. Second is intermediated. Most of the commerce happens in agri value chain through the intermediated market linkage, no, which has to be eliminated over a period of time. Third is the digital marketplace. With ENAM coming in place, the intermediated market linkage is coming down or becoming weaker. And the institutional sales, because of political reasons, institutional sale will continue to happen, though it is not the most effective market linkage. Why that market linkage is important for the farmers or the agriculture value chain? First of all, everybody needs food. For the security of the country, food security of the country, market linkage is very or an imperative. It gives the access to the market for the farmers. For the government, it gives the price stability, because if I don't source the material from various locations, there'll be a mismatch between the demand and supply in regions, and there's going to be a distress. And improved quality standards. If I don't link it to the market and supply the produce to the market, the produce tend to deteriorate, and there'll be an issues in quality. Income growth, definitely the idea of market linkage is for the price realization for the farmer. If the market linkage is not there, farmer cannot sell the produce, and he cannot realize the price, and there will not be income growth for the farmers. And supply chain efficiency. When I say supply chain efficiency, in terms of the deterioration in quality leads to supply chain cost, timely dispatch of material, reverse logistics, all these things lead to supply chain efficiency on delivering on time in full. Okay, these are the important aspects of market linkage. Now, why market linkage is important? Okay, we have got ENAM. Let me take the reference of ENAM. Okay, ENAM as the world's largest and the most effective and the most successful platform for Agri, it has not realized even 40% of its potential, right? If you see the trade that is happening, 95% of the sale happens within the mandi and 5% of the sales happens across the mandi. The reason is the lack of market linkage, lack of market linkage in terms of logistics, in terms of supply chain quality, supply chain finance, and supply chain risk. I will discuss in detail about this. Now, most of the transactions happen intra-district. Inter-district sales are not happening, and interstate sales are not happening. The reason is there is a fear on quality. Unless and until I don't see the quality physically, I doubt the quality. So what I always do is I try to go physically, see the quality, and buy the produce. It is impossible for buyer to go and visit every place and visit physically, inspect the goods, and buy. So he will always buy from the proximity. Because of this lack of quality in ENA, interstate sales are not happening, right? So the second point is a farmer is producing a good commodity, one farmer is producing an average commodity, and another farmer is producing an excellent commodity in terms of physical, appearance of the goods, in terms of quality. In ENA, okay, every commodity, whether it is good, bad, or ugly, demands the same price. There is no price differentiation for better quality, right? Quality does not define the price. The quantity defines the price in ENA. So this is one of the drawback in the market linkage, which hinders interstate sale. And third thing is supply chain finance. Okay, if you see the 4 lakh crore of transaction that has happened, around 8,000 crores of transaction has happened online in the terms of online payments. Okay, online payments is only to the tune of 8,000 crores, and balance most of the cases happen offline. Payments happen offline. The reason happens offline is there is no organized finance for the farming community. Okay, though there are various schemes available in the country, those do not reach the farmer, or farmers are not eligible, because 85% of the farmers in the country are marginal farmers, those who do not own land. So, as per the current practices, okay, the finance is provided to the landlord and not to the farmer who is doing the farming activity. That is one of the reasons the supply chain finance is not available to the farmers, because of which he goes to the middleman for finance and is compelled to sell his produce to the middleman. So supply chain finance being a very, very important market linkage, ENAM has not addressed this particular issue. Supply chain risk, when I talk about supply chain risk, I'm specifically talking about insurance. Now there are insurance for crop, which is a government provided insurance for crop, and most of the crop insurance are at the district level. So what happens is there is some kind of a flood, there is a drought. So the assessment is done for the entire district and not for a particular farmer. Now a particular district has got a drought, or particular district has got excessive rain, because of which the product has failed. I mean, the crop has failed. Now somebody would have lost 20%, somebody would have lost 80%, somebody would have lost 100%. But the basically what happens is the assessment is done at a district level, and the risks are ascertained at a district level, and the compensation is made at the district level. Now what happens is the guy who has lost 100% is well compensated, not a problem. A guy who has lost only 20%, he also gets compensated. But up to what extent? A guy who lost only 20% gets a better claim, but the guy who has lost 100% probably may end up getting 70% or 60%. He end up losing on claims. So there is no insurance policy at an individual farmer level which protects the farmer today. That is one of the reasons when the output, when the harvest is done, he doesn't have the facility to store it. Even if it is storing, he has to store it at his own risk. He is inclined to sell the produce, whatever may be the price that the market gives. Okay, there are very, very limited options for the farmers to store it. Now, government is coming up with a lot of schemes in terms of FPOs, FPO storages, and all those things. That is going to take a very, very long time to become well organized. At this point of time, farmers do carry a lot of risk in storage, a lot of risk in transit. That is one of the reasons they want to sell the produce as early as possible. If you see the entire value chain in agriculture, the guy who's producing who's producing the food for us is the farmer, and he's the poorest in the entire value chain. All other people are making money, right? All other people are making money. The guy who's actually producing is the poorest. The reason, the one and only reason being the market linkage. The moment I give him the market linkage, in terms of logistics, I can guy, don't worry. If you want to sell it to Assam, I will arrange to sell it to Assam. If you want to sell it to Maharashtra, I will arrange it to sell it to Maharashtra. If he has got a confidence that I can sell my produce in Maharashtra, if I can sell my produce in Assam, he will wait for a day. He will wait for 3 days. He will wait for 4 days, and he'll be rest assured of the logistics. And if I give him a better price for a better quality today, what happens is why a farmer, it is very, very interesting topic, why a farmer is against grading and sorting. Now, I say that, boss, when you grade it, you grade the produce, because whenever a farmer produces, all are not of the same grade. Some may be good, some may be bad, some may be ugly. Now the farmers are not willing to go for grading, and they intend to, or they are more happier selling in ENA, which gives the same price, because the moment I grade, people tend to take the cream and leave the cake out. So what happens is, the farmers fear that when I grade, the good is getting sold. Okay, bad, okay, I'll manage to somehow sell. Ugly is left out. And whatever price realization I may get or I may not get in good is compensated by the loss in ugly. So grading and sorting has become an issue today, because there is no standard practice of saying what is good, what is bad, what is ugly. Now, somebody has to say what is good, what is bad, what is ugly. There should be a standard. There should be a practice which is not available in the ecosystem. So there should be a standard. There should be a practice which says that, okay, this is good. This is good in terms of quality. It is good in terms of shelf life. It is good in terms of environment. It is good in terms of consuming, safety to consume. These are the things which is not standardized today. So becomes what has happened is, quality has become subjective today. What you say is grade A may not be grade A to me, maybe grade B. What is grade A to me may be grade C to somebody, because of the non-standardized quality. So quality is another market linkage which is missing. Logistics is another market linkage missing. Finance is another market linkage which is essential but is missing in ENA, and insurance. So these are the essential market linkages which is not well addressed in ENA, because of which ENA is not delivering to the potential. If we see the overall trade that is happening in a mandi, only 30% happens on the platform. 70% happens offline because of non-availability of this market linkage, right? Now, how do we solve it? So how do we solve it? Because this is a problem. The problem statement is for the market, for the farmers to get a better price realization, you should have a better market linkage. For a better market linkage, we should have logistics in place. We should have organized finance in place. We should have organized insurance in place. We should have organized quality assaying in place. These are the things which are essential, right? Now, we are trying to bring this market linkage through a platform. Again, a platform much, much bigger than FarmGate. If you see value chain of agriculture, it has got three main streams. One is food production, okay, the food processing, and the food services, okay, and that is a platform. The key market linkages are assaying, logistics, finance, insurance, and dealer managed services, which I will talk about. We talked about this market linkage. We talk about this digital marketplace. Now, We have to connect these farmers to the marketplace, give them a better price realization for the better quality, and also give them the access to customers across the country who are willing to buy without seeing the produce physically. Correct? So one of the problem today is Enam has done 4 lakh crore of transaction. Not even 0.01% of that has been sold to big corporate like ITC or Olam or Jabs or anybody. Why, if sorry, it is such a big portal where they can buy whatever they want, why corporates are not buying? Because of the same market linkage. They are not sure about the quality. They are not sure about logistics. If I buy from the mandi, who is going to give me logistics? Okay, somebody's arranging logistics. Who is going to take care of the transit insurance? So all these market linkages become an impediment for the corporates to buy from Enam. Okay, Enam still being the world's largest agri-marketing platform, Enam being the most successful agri-marketing platform. The first thing we try to do now is to bring some kind of sanity, okay, a method to the madness. So we are coming up with a standard called Deep Green. So Deep Green is a standard which is being what do you call brought by us, practiced by us, recommended by us to the government. Okay, it is based on 7 very important pillars. Produce should be nutrient dense, and produce should be good quality. When I say good quality, it should be in terms of shelf life, right? A product produce may have a lesser shelf life or higher shelf life. Okay, the Deep Green standard necessitates a product to be of higher shelf life when compared to the normal farmer practices. Safe to consume. What do you mean by safe to consume? We talk about MRL, maximum residue level, in terms of pesticide, in terms of aflatoxin level. So it should be safe to consume. Environmentally sustainable. The farmers may should not use high level of pesticide or a very high level of chemical fertilizers, and that should not spoil the soil. It should be usage of fertilizers which does not affect the environment, which does not release carbon dioxide, which does not deteriorate the overall soil health. And these are the standards which we have fixed for environmentally sustainable production. Third thing is economically sustainable. When I say economically sustainable, whatever practice they follow, they may apply a costly fertilizer, a costly pesticide, whatever they apply. End of the day, they should get the return on investment. Today, a particular farmer may use urea, which is very cheap, and another farmer can use NPK, which is costlier. But end of the day, the NPK should give him the returns, which will give him a better return on investment. It should be economically sustainable for the farmers. And farmer education and awareness. Okay, this is the most important pillar of a standard. Today, what is happening is customer does not know the moment the produce reaches his warehouse, he does not know where the produce has come from. Whether he only thing he knows is he has got a specification, whether that product meets the specification or not. That's the only thing that is visible to the customer. What we are trying to bring in is a standard which will mandate the entire visibility to the entire crop cycle, right from the origin to the consumer's place. For example, a guy is getting a bag of wheat, and he will be able to do the QR code and see this wheat has been produced by which farmer, in which land, what are the pesticides used by him, what are the fertilizers used by him, and you will have the entire what is the nutrient level and what is the pesticide level. You will be able to see the entire history of the produce. So this is very important factor. So we give a lot of importance to the transparency and visibility, and we also train the farmers in the practices. So this is the 7 pillars we are making as important for Deep Green. This Deep Green standard is what we are trying to work with all the farmers. Whatever produce we are making, we ensure that they follow the 7 pillars. And the moment the 7 pillars are followed, the output is certified as Deep Green. The moment the output is certified as Deep Green, any person across the country or across the world can see, I mean, without seeing the produce, can buy that by just doing the QR code. And this is what we are doing for the quality. Now, With respect to the insurance, what happens now? Insurance, we are working with the insurance company. Okay, whenever production happens, we do a control production, link the farmers and the customers, do a contract. We are doing a contract-based financing and a contract-based insurance for the farmers. Now, a farmer may be a marginal farmer who does not own the land. So, but however, he should not be deprived of his credit. So, what we do is we do a contract-based financing where a finance company will come into the picture, fund the farmers based on the contract. The moment the crop is harvested, the crop is sold to the buyer, money is realized, then the finance company takes back the money. So even without a farmer having his own land, he will be able to avail an organized credit through contract-based funding. And similarly, for insurance also, we are working with insurance company who will provide individual crop insurance to farmers, not at a district level. Okay, so when this is done, a farmer is well assured of the market linkage. Okay, there's a platform which connects him to all the buyers across the world. It takes care of the quality. It takes care of digital assaying. It takes care of the standards in terms of practices and norms, and it takes care of logistics. It takes care of finance. It takes care of insurance. When the entire market linkage is complete, comprehensive, and seamless, okay, it tends to give a higher price realization for the farmers and a better supply chain for the buyers. So we are coming up with a platform called FarmGate, which spans across food production, food processing, and food services. This is going to be a platform for all the three streams, where food production is integrated, has got a backward integration to Agri input and a forward integration to food processing. Food processing has got a backward integration to food production and a forward integration to food services. And food services has got a backward integration to food processing and a forward linkage to Horeca. So this is all about the market linkage and why market linkage is very, very essential and critical in agri value chain. I'm open to any questions. Whatever questions you have got, I'm willing to answer.
Sure, fantastic insights. How does that deep green is integrated with ENAM? So how is that?
Integrated? It's not integrated with ENAM because I told you that ENAM is not giving a better price for a better quality, correct? So there is no sorting. There is no lot in grade-wise lots. Lot is a lot, whether A grade or B grade or C grade, lot is a lot. So it attracts the same price for good, bad, and ugly. So we have proposed this to Ministry of Agriculture as a standard to be adopted. At this point of time, it is not integrated to ENAM. ENAM, one of the biggest weakness of ENAM is the 4 pillars, what we talked as a market linkage: quality, logistics, finance, and insurance.
So that problem you are solving by giving a deep green certification.
Yeah. So what we're doing is, one is we are also building our private label platform like ENAM. ENAM is only for food production.
Correct.
We are building a platform for food production, food processing, and food services.
Correct.
Where the trade happens for food production also, where farmers can participate and buyers can participate. And food processing also, where traders can participate and sell it to the food processors, and the buyers of food services can also buy it from the food processors.
Sir, in this, apart from farmer and the buyer, so what about the enablers like warehousing, logistic providers? How does they get connected? Yeah.
It is not an e-marketplace. It is a market linkage platform. I talked about that. Ours is going to be a market linkage platform, which will have all the finance service providers, insurance service providers, digital assaying companies, logistics people, warehouse people, and dealers who enable procurement. So if you see the slide, which about the most comprehensive market linkage platform, it talks about this 5 pillars. It is not a marketplace. It is a market linkage platform.
So even the payment gateway is also integrated into this, or you leave it to them?
Everything happens only online. Okay. If you see ENAM, 99.5% happens offline. Here on this platform, everything will happen only online. so that the price realization becomes faster for the farmers.
Perfect, sir.
So if the price realization has to be faster, then it should be digital payment. If the
Correct.
payment has to be digital, then there should be a, what you call organized lending. Without organized lending, there cannot be digital payment.
Yeah. So this organized lending is one of the major challenge in India, as you
Major challenge in India. Recently, a few days back, RBI has come up with a rule to give, without owning of a land, you can give up to 1 lakh. There is a ruling which has come recently. In spite of whatever rules that is coming, still farmers are not getting the organized credit. Still farmers are depending on the middleman for that credit. That is the reality in India.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's not only for insurance, but also for, not only for finance, but also for insurance. Why an insurance company should give insurance at a district level, right? I mean, a guy who's losing only 20%, he stands to gain from the insurance. Because one of the motive of insurance is, one of the ideas of insurance, you should not gain from insurance, correct? That is the objective of any insurance is risk mitigation and should not be a profit making. Now, by giving 60% or 70% claim to a person who has lost 20%, you are making giving him profits, which is not the motive of insurance.
Yeah. So, and how is which part of India is very much adaptive? Like, is it now in Andhra and Telangana? Is it active, sir?
If you see, ENAM is active across the country in 1,409 mandis. If you see, major being if you see Gujarat, okay, Gujarat, you've got maximum number of mandis in Gujarat. You've got in Haryana, you've got in Madhya Pradesh, and you've got in Maharashtra, you've got in Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh. These are the places where there are maximum number of mandis that are completely automated.
Very strange, very interesting. So, what do you advise now? This deep green and the platform, what we're talking about, is it already live, or you are going to do it, or how is that? What is the plan?
No. See, basically, any market link, the platform, market linkage platform, the first important thing is the linkage, then the platform. Our platform is just a piece of technology, right? If a piece of technology, I'll give you an example, right? ENAM is also a technology. Kisandrat is also a technology, right? I will talk about Kisandrat. ENAM is a platform which is supported by operational support, where we build the capacity, we train the farmers, we onboarded the middlemen, we onboarded the farmers, buyers. There was a lot of capacity building that happened around ENAM, which resulted in the success of ENAM. When COVID struck the whole world, NIC came up with another software called Kisandrat. Basically, Kisandrat was meant to enable logistics for the farmers to reach the buyers. They developed the software where the farmers will farmers will put what has to be dispatched. They expected all transporters will see the platform and ensure that the trucks are placed. Logistics does not happen like that. It needs coordination. It needs a lot of groundwork. Who's going to make the payment? So, without the proper capacity building, right? No piece of software is going to work. So, what's very important is creating the market linkage. We are creating the market linkage. Once the market linkage is developed, then we are parallelly working on the platform. Platform is just a matter of time. The most critical, the critical success, the CTS, the critical to success is the market linkage, which we are building.
That is true, sir. That is one of the major challenge in India. That's where the productivity, actually the farmer is not getting paid for his crop. I think this is one of the major area, even many farmers, they produce, but they are unable to sell properly.
Exactly.
To make a reasonable, we cannot say it's very profitable, but at least even they are not getting a reasonable price.
See, in the last few years after ENA, there is a significant improvement. There is a significant improvement. The improvement has been to the 20 to 30%. It has ENAM has not realized the 100% potential because of the lack of market linkage.
One very important point, sir, you said the blue, green, deep green certification, which may solve the problem of quality. especially if anybody can buy from anywhere. I think this is wonderful. Yeah. If that can be achieved successfully, then there is nothing like that.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Any other question from me?
Yeah. So these are the questions. Okay. So how about, sir, one question is there. So government buy a price from the farmer, but how does that government, what does that government do with that inventory? So any thoughts on that? Okay.
Okay. If you see, Agri produce has got shockingly, basically you have to take it with a pinch of salt. Okay. Today, though India is one of the largest food production country in the world, we are losing almost 20 to 30% of our food production as wastage, pilferage. It's a very, very sad story. The way it is stored in CWC, STC, FCI, it's pathetic. Everybody knows that India is losing 20 to 30% of their food production as wastage, okay, as deterioration in quality. So what happens is, I'll tell you the sad story of MSP. MSP is done, okay, with a good intention for inclusiveness. Farmers should get a better price realization. On the flip side, what happens is the farmer is not willing to concentrate on quality. He knows that I will get the price, whether I produce good, bad, or ugly, I will get the price. So he uses all the chemical fertilizers that will give him better quantity rather than a better quality. The inferior quality is bought by the state government, which in turn goes to the public distribution system.
Correct.
What the people, the marginal people who buy from ration shop are buying or not the best of the food they would require. So we are also coming up with something called deep green for sustainable development. So this is something which we are recommending to the basically the government. Probably in the next forum, I can talk in detail about deep green for sustainable development, which is altogether a different story. Where inferior quality is purchased by the government, which is being stored in FCI, Central Warehouse Corporation, state trading corporations. Where in the process of storing, it gets deteriorated. Then again, it goes back to the state. From the state, it goes to there's a public distribution system. It gets distributed. And if you compare the nutrient value of the food from the ration shop and the nutrient value of the food from the farm gate, you can see at least 40% deterioration.
That's true. That's true. I think this is one of the major challenge in India. I think this is the problem. Okay, if this problem can be addressed in a positive way, I think there will be a tremendous opportunity to growth for the growth for the farm.
One thing is the difference. If you see the automobile industry, it is organized. We say it is organized. If you say agriculture, we say it is disorganized. The difference between organized industry and disorganized industry is the supply chain.
Correct.
If you organize supply chain, the industry becomes organized.
Correct. Fantastic insight. That is true. And which is one of the major supply chain for us in India is agriculture. And this is disorganized. Very unfortunately. Yeah, but I think we are taking steps towards that. So, at what stage is the deep green now? Like
deep green has been rolled out. Okay, this is being implemented by two large companies, very large companies, and they have started following those standards. We have started implementing those standards, and they are going only for deep green produce. So when I say deep green produce, it doesn't mean it is basically a kind of a controlled production where the crop is monitored throughout the crop cycle.
Correct.
Okay, every crop has got a life cycle, right? So in the crop life cycle, you have to mention that on the 11th day you have to apply this, on the 25th day you have to apply this, on the 32nd day you have to apply this. The monitoring of this entire crop life cycle and apply what should be applied is the foundation of this deep green.
So how does that farmer enroll into?
Okay, what we do is farmers do not get enrolled. We go educate the farmers. For example, a customer is saying that I need 10,000 tons of chili. Okay, we go to the market, we tell them about deep green produce, we tell about the farmer, the corporate requirement. Then those who want to enroll for this deep green program, they get enrolled. Then they produce using deep green. So what happens is the entire process, the deep green, after the deep green produce is harvested, they get 8 to 10% higher price than the market.
And the same platform is also helping the farmer to sell. So that is a benefit for him. Okay.
Exactly. That is the market linkage, right?
Fantastic, sir. I think this is a wonderful lecture and very nice to hear about the ENAM success story. Okay. So I think we will have one more session where in the next event or so. So maybe you can give more detailed information for sustainability in this segment. So, yeah, any final thoughts and any advice for supply chain guys and also farmers from your side, and also the supply chain members like logistic providers, warehousing guys, IT solution providers. So, what is your advice, sir?
What's okay? Take a glass of water. To all supply chain guys here, one piece of advice is what is not measured cannot be improved. Right? Always measure supply chain. How do I measure supply chain? There are SCORE metrics. SCORE is supply chain operations reference. There is supply chain operations reference, which has got a manual, which has got level 1, level 2, level 3 metrics. Level 1 is at an organization level, overall organization level for the entire supply chain. Then we have got level 2 and level 3. Depending upon the complexity of the supply chain, depending upon the size of the supply chain, depending upon your position, probably you may be at a chief supply chain officer level or basically a warehouse guy. But there are parameters which measures every activity in supply chain. Start measuring it. What is not measured cannot be improved. If you want to improve supply chain, start measuring the supply chain. And what is the right way to measure is the SCORE metrics. Select what are the SCORE metrics you want to measure, start measuring it.
Wonderful.
And for all officers here, okay, I would like to say that agriculture is one of the most fascinating fields in the world. Challenging, at the same time fascinating. And unlike any other industry, there is no lull period here. Everybody has to consume food, and it has to happen. Whether world stops or not, agriculture will happen. Okay, it is very safe industry, very fascinating industry. I want a lot of young supply chain guys to come to agriculture domain, solve agriculture supply chain issues with your brilliant ideas. These are the two pieces of advice I would like to give the youngsters here.
Perfect, sir. Perfect. I think that is well taken, and thank you very much for joining the session. It's a very insightful session.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for your time and patience listening. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
With your permission, I will sign off.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And we will keep you posted for any questions, okay, offline. So we can respond to them.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Fantastic.